Hi guys, so this is video 2. I'm making the second video about the couple bubble. My first video was on mindset, and my next video will be about co-regulation and emotional deposits. But to first, the couple bubble, it's coined by Takin. His PACT Institute is where you can find that in a bunch of books. He writes, every book he writes, he mentions a couple bubble. So you can tell that it's important. I'll start with the definition of what a couple bubble is, and then we'll go on from there. The definition is a mutually constructed, mutually maintained agreement that we come first. We are forever and protect each other while operating as a team. It's the two of us facing the world together. We are the secure home base where both of us are safe and prioritized. We are swift to repair any ruptures and tend to our ecosystem, an ecosystem built through consistent responsiveness. We hold this bubble as a shared responsibility. We are in each other's care. So really building the bubble with your partner, it's an agreement that you're coming to, that I got your back and you got my back, and we are each other's safe place, and we will do things for each other that nobody else will, and we'll take care of each other in ways that nobody else will, because I'm yours and you're mine. This is not codependency. Just to clarify, we're not advocating for codependency. Codependency is where one person is really taking care of another, and their needs and their wants are not being prioritized, and they're typically enabling somebody else in an addiction or in a bad behavior. And then this is two growth-minded, healthy individuals coming together and taking care of each other and prioritizing each other so both people get their needs met. And it also calls, unlike codependency, it calls for you to really advocate for yourself and be like, hey, you agreed, this is part of our bubble pact, like, take care of me too and I'll take care of you. So you have to advocate for yourself in that way. And then if someone is not keeping their end of the agreement, and they're not prioritizing you, and it is turning more to codependency, then you got to have a serious talk. And what happens after that depends on how the other person responds. Why a couple bubble matters. So first off, if it reduces anxiety and it frees up energy for creativeness and nurturing the bubble and things outside of the bubble, and it creates energy for kids, work, all that stuff. You have more energy because you're not constantly worried about, is my relationship going to be there tomorrow, because y'all have made the pact that you are not leaving each other, you're there, you have each other's back. And it takes out the drama. It just takes out the drama. And it's nice, smooth, and stable, and you feel secure. It creates a shared sense of we-ness, like an ownership. You're both really taking responsibility for each other, and it's a motivation to be like on your best behavior for the other person. And you really have to buy into the idea that your partner is the best thing that ever existed, and really see them in the positive light and continue to maintain that, because nobody wants to do all this stuff for somebody who thinks they're a constant disappointment and doesn't want to be around them. Like, you have to commit to seeing each other for the best of who you are, and both giving the best of what you can give. Let's see, what else did I write? Oh yeah, so, seeing someone for the best of who they are and continuing to have the motivation to give your best is totally doable. A lot of people think that relationships kind of fizzle out and then in the roommate phase, or you just accept this and you accept that. But that's not true. It's actually possible to keep the honeymoon phase to be a honeymoon relationship. There is a study done on the brain with couples. They took couples that were newly together and they scanned their brain, and they had their brain lit up like they were on cocaine, and it really showed like why we're like so motivated to like, when are they gonna text me next, or I want to do this special thing for them, I'm gonna do the romantic gestures, all this stuff is because we had this addiction that's being supplied. And then they did later to see couples that had been together for like 25 years or more, and the ones that were securely attached still had that going on in the brain, where they were highly motivated and they were getting the chemical brain reaction. And I don't know, I think it's beautiful that you can have a honeymoon relationship instead of a honeymoon phase if you maintain your couple bubble and you maintain a secure environment for both of you, a secure relationship. Let's see. It helps partners prioritize each other above external pressures. And so we'll go about this more later in what I wrote. But really, like, there's family, there's friends, there's work, there's all these different like systems that you have to engage with as a couple. And what this agreement is making is that we come first, we're going to take care of our own, and then we're going to engage in these systems together and in a way that's productive. And then I just want to mention that there's a lot of safety in a couple bubble. This calls for a lot of co-regulation and tending to each other and tending to the stress of one another, and just really being there for them and taking things off each other's plate. Okay, so what a couple bubble looks like in action. This could be defending your partner when someone speaks negatively about them, not speaking negatively about your partner to other people. Goodness, don't do that. Checking in before making big decisions that can affect you both. Being each other's go-to person, that like you're the first to have the good news, you're the first to have the bad news. Just really being in there for each other. How you can build a couple bubble is doing daily check-ins and rituals of connection. So a couple of mine and my boyfriends we stole this from a therapist, is that our nightly check-in, we do what were our emotions of the day, what's a reassurance I can give you, what's an appreciation I can give you, what went right throughout the day, and then do you have any vulnerable requests. And I love when he has a request. He almost never does, but when he does, I say yes every time, because it just makes my heart happy that he was able to speak about something. And then every time we see each other or leave each other, we give each other long extended hugs. You have the good morning, the good night text, and we always do like a sweet little longer good night text. It could be like coffees in the morning before going off to work. It could be having your favorite show that you watch together. It could be working out together. That's something we'd like to do. A weekly date night. Just rituals, like things that you can count on. And then making agreements like we don't threaten to leave each other. That's a big one for me, is leaving that off the table when talking about big issues, so we can like focus and like solve the issue and not have to worry about all the stress and the fear that comes when you threaten the relationship. We repair quickly. We never want to leave each other in distress and leave our couple bubble in distress too long, we come back and we repair it. When you're in distress, I will relieve you, and just we come first. There's the use of a lot of we language, like we're in this together, and you can explicitly say things like, you're my person and I got you. You want to be practicing acts all the time of loyalty and protectiveness, and keep your end of the pact, and then really devote yourself to your partner's sense of safety and security, and them feeling loved and cared for. And you want to both be doing that. It can't be one-sided. It has to be, we agree to devote ourselves to each other. And it's a really beautiful thing. I'm going to give a word on therapy. So this may be an unpopular opinion, but I have seen it a lot in my friends' lives, and just when I first heard it, it made a lot of sense to me. So when you're a couple, you become this unit, and everything kind of needs to be processed together so you can maintain and like stay close to one another. And really, like, you need to have like a shared mind, almost like sharing things with each other. And when it comes to therapy, I really advise, once you're become a couple, that you process everything in therapy together, as in couples therapy. Or if you do have an individual therapist, that you record the session so you can share your insights and everything that you learned with your partner, and they can like really experience the emotional work that was done. Or you can bring your partner with you to therapy. We definitely don't want to be doing all this work alone. Like, this is important information for your partner to have, so they can better understand you and better love you. This is work that you want to do beside each other now. And another thing, so like, if you do individual therapy, you don't want to bring your relationships issues into the therapy session, because they're not trained. Most therapists are not trained to deal with couple relationships. It's really a specialty that needs to be taken care of. So instead of bringing it into your therapist's office, you need to bring it into couples therapy and work on it together. It really needs to be happening within the bubble, and with a specialist. Otherwise, you could just be validated right out of a relationship, and they're not going to get the whole story. They're not going to know the other person's side, and they're not going to be able to bring you back together. It's a really fast track ticket to losing your relationship. That leads me into like keeping vulnerability in between the two of you. You don't want to betray trust by sharing the vulnerable thing that he just shared with you, with your mom and with your sister, because your partner didn't choose to get vulnerable with them. They chose to get vulnerable with you. You really need to be a safe place to like protect all of that vulnerability and hold it as sacred as it is that they were trusting you with that. And also, you don't want to like take all your fights and all the stuff that's going to be repaired tomorrow and behind you in a month. Like, you don't want to take all that, talking about it with your friends and a bunch of other people, and like really bringing them into your relationship. It's really chaotic, it's really dramatic, and it's not the best way to solve issues. If you need help solving issues and you need somewhere to process and figure that out, you really need to be in couples therapy with a specialist, because your grandma that's been divorced 3 times isn't going to give you good relationship advice. Or your friend who's always on your side is going to hate on him, and then then y'all are gonna fix it, and you're gonna come back, and your friend is still going to be upset and have confused feelings because they care about you regarding him, and it just makes it so messy. It's so messy. You just need to keep it in between the two of you and a therapist. Now I'm going to give a word on thirds. So thirds is anything that you're interacting with. It could be work, hobbies, pets, friends, exes, mentors, kids, addiction, substances, stuff like that. And so when anything that you're interacting with can become like a third in the relationship, which means like it's taking priority over what's going on in your relationship. It could be that it's taking priority over it, and you're giving more energy to that than you are your relationship, and your partner feels neglected. You could have a really rigid stance on it, and not be flexible, like, I am going to, I don't know, I'm going to work out every single day at 5 o'clock no matter what. And, 5 o'clock on Friday comes and your partner is leaving for the hospital. Of course you're going to go and give up on your Friday workout, I hope, and go to the hospital with your partner. It's things like that when you're really rigid, you have this rule, and it doesn't allow for life to happen, and you just need flexibility. But if you don't have flexibility, then it can create a threat in your relationship with that thing. You could be making decisions with other people instead of with your partner that directly affect your partner. Most of the time, any decision you make affects your partner because y'all are so close-knit. But if you're making decisions with other people and then relaying it back to your partner, that could be a threat to your relationship. And then, let's see. In order to make anything that you're interacting with not a threat, is you must always hold your relationship in number one priority. You need flexibilities and adjustments to be made. You can still hold those things as high priorities, but just knowing that they are flexible, and you can... I'm stumbling for words right now. I was actually not going to do this video today because I was so out of it, but I am doing it, and I'm going to post it because I've waited 2 weeks, so I'm just going to do it. You want to make sure that you're still accessible for emergencies and life events and important events, and then that you want to make sure that whatever is going on in your life, whether it's the work, friends, or whatever, it doesn't take priority over the important things in your relationship, that your relationship comes first. While your partner also, the more you show that your relationship is priority, the more your partner can relax and allow those other things to move up in priority in your life too. It's a paradigm. I don't know if paradigm was the right word, but yeah. Let's see. There was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah. Kids can be a third, but it's a tricky one because you love your kids more than anything, and you're going to put a lot of time and energy of them, of course. And kids have a lot of needs, and you want to make sure you're not neglecting them. I would say, I'm not saying that taking care of your kids and taking care of their needs needs to be under your relationship. I'm saying that when you're stressed out or detached if you take it to your kids and have them kind of be the emotional backboard for you instead of taking it to your partner. That's when your kids become a third. Also, like the traditional idea of like when the wife kind of gives everything to the kids and doesn't put effort into her relationship anymore because she's checked out, because he's checked out, and she's just devoting everything to the kids. That's what we want to avoid. We want to avoid that. You hold your relationship in high priority and you take care of your kids. That wasn't a good way to explain that, but that's okay. And then I think that's all that I wanted to say on thirds. You just need to find the balance of interacting with things in a way that you're not... Oh, that was another way that something could become a threat. Like, it could be anything. It could be a hobby, it could be work. But, like, if you're in distress and instead of going to your partner for care, you're going to, like, video games or to work, and that's the thing that's, like, relieving you of your stress, and you're not processing with your partner, then that's a third. So we want to protect a couple bubbles from other things that could become a priority over our relationship, and really make sure that we're having our relationship in the highest regard, and we're holding each other in high regard, and protecting each other, and making that commitment that we're not going anywhere, that you are safe with me. My wrap up in all this is to ask, what guarantees do you want to make your partner? One of the big ones that we have is that we're never going anywhere, and that when you are in distress, I will relieve you and will repair quickly. And then I want to remind you that my next video is on co-regulation and emotional deposits. And I want to apologize that this may not be the best video, but we're getting it out there, and I'm excited to keep going on this journey and improving with you guys. So thank you to all who watch. Thank you.